Thank you for joining us on the Rose Church podcast. For more information about this podcast or other resources, please visit rosechurch.org or follow us on social media at rosechurchpdx.
Hey, we're going to continue our series today called Come Build With Us. How many have enjoyed this series so far? You've been challenged, you've been challenged to step up and be a part of the team and come build. And this is a very unique series. Any other series we've ever done here at the church, even maybe me personally have done. And it's really just a series. We're not really trying to build big church. We're trying to build big people. And so I've been saying it every weekend. I hope that when you walked in through those doors, you didn't just see coffee, you didn't see friends or a smiling face. You saw a vision for your future. You saw your family and kids and relationships and a vision for who you are here at this church. And so we're going to jump back into the book of Nehemiah. We've been there for the last number of Sundays. I think today is week number 3 in this series. And we're going to jump to Nehemiah chapter 6. Nehemiah chapter 6. And let me tell you, I am ready to preach today. Just forewarning you, I'm ready to go. Got my Boys in the Hood t-shirt on, and I'm ready to preach. I like the memo today. Everybody's wearing denim. We all got the denim memo today. I'm excited about it. And if you didn't, you should pray more. Nehemiah chapter 6, I'm just kidding. It says, Sanballat and Tobiah, Geshem the Arab, and the rest of our enemies found out that I had finished rebuilding the wall. Once again, I'm making no political statement about a different wall. I've said it every weekend, just reminding you, we're building a church on a wall, okay? And then there was no gaps remaining, though he had not yet set up the doors and the gates. So Sanballat and Geshem sent me a message. Look at this, asking me to meet them at one of the villages in the plain of Ono. But I realized they were plotting to harm me. So I replied, I love this phrase. This is my phrase for today. So I replied by sending a message to them. I'm engaged in a great work and I cannot come. What a response. Hey, come down and talk to us. I'm doing something great. I cannot come. Why should I stop working to come and meet you? 4 times they sent the same message, and each time I gave the same reply. The 5th time, Sanballat's servant came with an open letter in his hand, and this is what it said. There's a rumor among the surrounding nations, and Geshem tell me if this is true, that you and the Jews are planning to rebel, and that is why you are building the wall. According to his reports, you plan to be their king. He also reported that you have appointed prophets in Jerusalem to proclaim about you. Look, there is the king of Judah. You can be very sure that this report will get back to the king, so I suggest that you come and talk it over with me. And I replied, there's no truth in any part of your story. You are making the whole thing up. Last verse. They were just trying to intimidate us, imagining that they could discourage us and stop the work. Look at this. So I continued to work with even greater determination. My title for our talk this morning is Don't Come Down. Don't come down. I really feel that this morning's message is going to help you. And so if you're new to church, welcome, man. We're glad that you're here. And if you're new to the Bible, new to spirituality, welcome to a journey. And you don't have to believe what we believe to belong here. If you're on this spiritual journey, welcome. The rest of us are as well. And if you just give me the next 2 or 3 hours, I promise you 20 minutes. Some of you are like, this is why I don't go to church, dude. This is why. There's a football game on in a half hour. I need to be what? Listen. 20 minutes, and I promise you, you're going to feel encouraged and lifted up. Let's pray as we dive into our message today. Jesus, we thank you for your word. We thank you for what you're doing in our church and through our church, especially, God, as we start getting ready for Vision Sunday, and truly that you are giving our church a vision and a call to move forward, not only with this building, but with people and with everything we're doing. God, we thank you for the series we've been on. I pray you speak to us today in your mighty name. And everyone said? I remember when I was in 8th grade, I'm on a baseball team, a select, like AAU type baseball team, and we're in the championship game of a tournament called Banks Tournament. We're in the championship game. I'm getting ready to pitch. They were tied. We're getting close to the last inning. I'm getting ready to pitch, so my dad's there. My dad was very good at baseball. Most people don't know this, but he was one cut away from playing for the Angels when he was 19 years old, 20 years old. So my dad was really, really good at baseball when he was younger. And so we're pitching and we're throwing and I'm warming up and I start throwing harder and my arm's getting warm and I'm getting ready to go pitch and the crowd starts screaming and I'm mid-throw. I'm getting ready to throw this baseball toward my dad. And the crowd starts screaming. And my dad, right before I throw, turns to figure out what everyone's screaming about. And I throw this thing as hard as my 13-year-old self can. And I hit my dad in the middle of his face and knock him out cold. Cold. He just, out. I'm 13 years old. I go. I don't check on him. I don't go find out. I just walk to the dugout and go pitch. I left my dad unconscious on a field when I'm 13 years old. And I never found out what happened. I just went and played my game. My mom picked me up. I got home. My dad's there, obviously. He doesn't know how, but he drove himself home and woke up in his bed 2 hours later. He's this is really bad. So I come up to my mom's like, you should go check on your dad. And I'm like, no, he's gonna hit me. No, I don't want to go upstairs. So I go. I can remember this. I honestly, like it was yesterday. I'm tiptoeing into my dad's room, next to his bed, and he's laying there, half awake, half not. And he goes, "How'd the game go?" And I was like, "We won." And he goes, "Do you have anything to say?" I can't make this up. I go, "You shouldn't have looked away." That was my response. Not, "Are you okay?" Not, "I'm so sorry." "Do you have anything to say?" "You shouldn't have looked away, Dad. I don't. Sounds like a personal problem. It wasn't me, But I will never forget that story. My dad, knocked out cold, and I just remember walking into his room, just so terrified. But, isn't it I know it's a silly story, but I do think it translates to life that it's dangerous to lose focus. Now, obviously, you're not getting hit in the head with a baseball every time you do, but I do think life will hit you if you lose focus. I do think your finances will hit you if you lose focus. I do think your marriage might hit you or your business or, it is, by the way, it's kind of dangerous to lose focus. And I love Nehemiah 6 because we've been going through Nehemiah 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're now in Nehemiah 6. We've gone through a lot of him building the wall and getting resources. We've gone through it all. We've gone through the broken bricks that you and I are bricks, by the way, that God is building into a wall, into a city, into a nation. And if you're newer today, welcome to the wall. We have a spot for you. There's a team for you. There's a position for you. And we've gone through all this. I love Nehemiah. He's on the wall. He's currently building. He's done. Just a few things to get to finish, the wall and some gates. And he's done. And what did they say? You need to come down and talk to us for a second. In other words, they're distracting him from focus. And would you come off the wall for a little bit? And I love Nehemiah's response. I'm doing something great. I can't come down. What a response. Not I'm busy, not I don't want to, not I'm scared. His response is amazing. I'm doing something great. I can't come down. I want to give you 4 thoughts today. Now, this isn't interpretation in Nehemiah 6. This is application to what you and I could go through in life. But I think you and I are on a wall that God is building, and the enemy wants you to come down. I want to give you 4 things today that I've seen. I've been in full-time ministry for 10 years now. I've been around a lot of people, and a lot of convos, a lot of discussions, a lot of late-night phone calls. And there are 4 things that I have seen that get people off the wall. 4 things that get people to come down and stop serving, stop building. 4 things. Number 1 is this. One of the main things I see that get people off the wall is past or present mistakes. Do you know one of the main things that's going to get you out of church? Your past mistakes. Let's just start with the past ones. We'll do present in a moment. Every time that you go to serve at church, lift your hands in worship, give, join a team, thoughts are coming back. I don't belong, really. I was at 24 the other day playing basketball, and a guy that goes to our church was there, and I didn't know he went to that 24. He's working out, and I'm playing basketball. We started talking, and he was like, "Can I talk to you for a second?" Like, yeah. He's like, "Man, he's been coming for a year, I think. Knows a ton of people." He's like, "Man, I love this series. You challenge people to build and grow and step up, and every time I go to fill out the card, I just get scared." I was like, "For what?" He's like, "That I don't fit. That I don't belong. I've done too much that God knows about." What is happening? The enemy's saying, "Come off the wall." And one of the main ways he gets you off the wall is what you used to do last summer. what you did senior year of college, what you did back in 2004. You're going to start serving? Do you remember freshman year? You're going to start worshiping? Do you remember what you did last year? The Bible actually calls the enemy the accuser. That's one of his names, the accuser. His job is to accuse you. His prerogative is to get inside your mind and go, you can't serve. You can't worship. You can't join the team. You know God knows. You know God saw. One of the main ways the enemy will get you off the wall is past mistakes. Do you know what's amazing about the Bible is Psalm says that Jesus has taken your sins as far from you as the east to the west. Well, the east from the west, that means they never touch. That means they keep going. Can I submit to you today? Why do you keep on bringing stuff up that God has forgotten 5 years ago, 9 years ago, 12 years ago? The Bible says that when you surrender your life and you ask for forgiveness, you are washed clean like snow. That you're not red like crimson, you are washed like snow. That you are forgiven. And so every time the enemy reminds you what you used to do, say, yeah, that's who I was. But now I am forgiven, I am chosen, I am accepted, I am clean. That is not who I am. Romans 7, this is Paul, the greatest leader in the church's history. He goes, there's a struggle within me. Everything I want to do, I don't do. Everything I don't want to do, I do. This isn't a sinner. This is a leader and a Christian pastor saying, I don't want to do things and I keep doing them. I want to do these things and I don't. And then he says, what a wretched man I am. And we could end there. Yeah, I identify. I'm a wretched person. I don't do things I should be doing. I do things I should stop doing. But then he says, I'm thankful that there is Jesus who is the Savior of my soul. And he doesn't say, what is going to save me? He says, who will save me? Can I challenge you today? If you've been looking for a what to get you out of depression, it is not a what, it is a who. You need to stop looking for a what to get you out of certain things. It's never going to be a what. It's always going to be a who. But one of the main reasons the enemy will get you off the wall is past mistakes. He's an accuser. By the way, he's actually a liar. So you could be sure today, whatever he's saying to you is a lie. It's not true. Not only past mistakes, but here we go, present mistakes. You show up today and you're like, man, Friday wasn't the best. This is what starts happening. I've been around too long. You wake up on a Sunday morning, it's like, I shouldn't go to church today. I didn't wait a week or two. Man, this week was rough. Made some bad decisions, and I kind of feel awkward. And man, I'm gonna wait a few weeks to go to church. Start seeping into your mind. Man, I've been serving a lot, but man, if they knew last month, I want to take a break from serving for a bit. Kind of just distance myself for a bit. This is the thoughts of many of you. You get on the wall, you start serving, you join a connect group, and then the enemy goes, do you remember last month? And you start having the same feeling my friend at 24. I don't fit. I don't belong. Man, if they knew, if he knew, if God knew, I need to take a step back. And this is what starts happening. You keep attending church, but you stop engaging church. You show up, but you disengage. You stop connect groups, you stop serving, you start talking to people, you start going to the parties, you stop going to the birthday things. You're at church, but you disengage. Can I submit to you, by the way, I don't think the enemy hates that you go to church, but he will hate when you become the church. It's not just you coming to church, it's you becoming the church. And look at Proverbs 24:16. Look at this. Proverbs 24:16. The godly, not unrighteous, not those far from God, the godly may trip 7 times, but they will get up again. The righteous, the godly may fall 7 times, but he gets up again. Failure is not when you fall. Failure is when you quit. Listen, you're human. You're going to fall. You're going to trip up. You're going to make some bad decisions. And do not let the enemy get in your ear. When you're working on the wall and you're serving, you're in a connect group, you're giving, you're a part of the team, and you fall, and then he goes, that's right. You should stay down. Like, no, I'm falling, but I'm getting back up. I know I should go away from church, but this weekend, I'm sitting in the front row. I'm going to worship harder than ever. I'm going to give this weekend. I'm going to serve. I'm going to invite some people. Why? Because I deserve to be on the wall. What if you started telling your failures, I'm doing something great, I can't pay attention to you? What if that became your response every time you fell? I'm doing something great, I can't come down. I'm a part of something great, I can't come down. Every time your past starts calling you, I'm too busy, I can't come down. That's been forgiven, that's been cleansed by Jesus, that's been erased. I'm moving, no, hey, past, I'm too busy. Hey, past, I'm too busy to come down because I'm doing something great. Here's the second, let's keep going. This is intro. We're just playing around. Let's get a little more real. Second reason why you come down is unforgiveness and bitterness. Here we go. Welcome to church. Offense and bitterness. You know what starts happening? You start serving on the wall, and Sarah offends you. If you're Sarah, welcome. I love you. I'm just throwing names out there. I think sometimes I make stuff up, and they're like, does he know about us? I don't know anything. I haven't been told anything. I just make names up, okay? I'm not in your business, okay? But seriously, this starts happening. You start serving, being a part of the team, have a spot on the wall, and so-and-so offends you. They say something about you. They don't invite you out after lunch. Simple things like this. They always thank so-and-so, but never you. They always compliment, but never you. They always invite, but never you. And a hurt turns into an offense. An offense turns into bitterness. And bitterness turns into division. And then division turns in, that's not the church for me. And just be frank, we're out here today. We might as well just keep going down this track. Then you go to us, you go to Bridgetown, you go to Hope, you go to Mosaic, and you just keep hopping. And you leave every time someone offends you. Hey, welcome to human beings. I'll just submit it to you already if you're new today. Someone's going to offend you. Someone's going to cross you a bit. Someone's not going to invite you. Someone's going to say something, and you're going to be on the wall working. Well, I can't work if she's working. Nope. I got to switch services. If she's there, not service for me. I'm going to the 12:30 now. And then someone offends you at the 12:30. Well, the 11's for me. The 11's for me. 6 months later, someone offends you with the 11. Yep, Bridgetown's for me, or Door Hope's for me, or podcasts are for me. And you immediately get off the wall because someone offended you, or you become bitter. I just want to forthright tell you on the onslaught of this message, you're going to get offended. Do you know what's amazing about church hurt? Is half of you have it. Me too. That's why I love people. I hate the church. I get it. You can't say that you're a pastor. I'm oh, believe me, I get it. I get the politics. I get the inclusion, the seclusion. I get it all, church hurt. Do you know what's amazing about church hurt? Do you know what fixes church hurt? Church. Do you know what's going to fix that bitterness of church? Church. Do you know what is going to fix that hurt of giving? Giving. Do you know what's going to hurt that thing of prayer? Prayer. Usually the thing that hurts you is going to be the thing that heals you. But you have to give Jesus the opportunity to give you another shot. So if you have been hurt by church, you know what's going to fix it? Church. Church. Do not let offense and bitterness get you off the wall. Can I just say some things about forgiveness? Real quick. Just a few things I wrote down about forgiveness. And we'll go on to something more positive. Can I just speak to some of you? Real practically. I'm sorry you feel that way is not an apology. God bless. I'll see you guys next Sunday. I'm trying to help you today. I'm sorry you felt that way is not an apology. That is copping out of you don't feel bad, but you feel awkward, so you're going to say it so the situation ends, but you don't really feel bad. How you apologize is not, I'm sorry you felt that way. A real apology is, I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry that came across that way. I'm sorry I even said that joke. It wasn't funny. I don't know why I laughed. That joke was not funny. I'm sorry I did that. Not, I'm sorry you felt that way. Could you imagine to be part of a community that was so quick to apologize? I'm sorry I did that. That's okay. No, I just want to say it to you. I'm sorry I didn't show up. I'm sorry we didn't invite you. I didn't even think about that. You should have invited that party. I apologize that you weren't invited. Because I refuse to let offense dive a wedge between me and you. Why? Not because I'm great. It's because I'm a part of something that's great. And so every time offense starts creeping in, say offense, I'm doing something great. I can't come down. I'm too busy to be offended. Other end, can I just submit this as well? Can you be harder to offend? We become far too sensitive. Hey, she spilled that water? I'm not going to the church anymore. She liked that tweet? Oh, I can't. Oh, man. She goes there? The girl that liked that tweet? I can't. Nope. Wow. Listen, we got to be harder to offend. Could you imagine as a disposition between you and maybe God, you can't offend me? Do you hear what so-and-so said about you? She didn't mean it. She didn't mean it that way. I know her. That was a joke. She didn't mean it that way. No, I think she did. No, it's okay. She out of context. I wasn't there. Let's forget about it. She's amazing. God loves her. She's part of our community. She's the best. She serves. She didn't mean it that way. Don't worry about it. I'm good. Could you imagine 700 or 800 people acting that way? How hard would it be to offend each other? Why? Because we are too busy to be offended. We're too busy to have bitterness. We're too busy to be hurt. We're too busy to be divided. Why? Because we are doing something great. Bitterness will get you off the wall. A couple more things about forgiveness. I'm not asking you to forgive and forget. I'm asking you to forgive and focus. So you're telling me that what she did wasn't real? No, it hurt. 100% that was wrong. Foul play. I get it. It was all wrong. I'm not asking you to forgive her and forget about it. I'm asking you to forgive her and focus on him. Because every time you forgive someone and you focus your attention on God, he starts reminding you what I was forgiven about, where I was taken from. And now what she did to become so little, it's like, that's nothing to me now. I'm thankful that Jesus has forgiven me. Jesus has shown me. Jesus has, and you start forgiving and focusing. I'm not asking you to forget it. Just focus. Not on her or him, on him. Forgiveness starts becoming, you know what's amazing about forgiveness is I don't know who this quote is from, but it's been around for a while, is that forgiveness is like drinking poison and waiting for them to die. Unforgiveness is. Unforgiveness is drinking poison and hoping, I can't wait till she dies. You drank the poison. Do you know what's the most frustrating thing in the whole world is when you finally go to forgive someone? Hey, man, senior year of college, you did this. You're like, dude, we're 48. I know, but it's been a while, and it's really been bothering me. And, hey, you know what? I forgive you. And they go like this, of what? And you're like, of what? You don't remember? Like, no. And you have to explain why you're upset. But you know what's amazing? Who's been losing the last 22 years? Not the offender. The offendee. Why? Because you built a prison. And they're walking free. And you're sitting in the prison going, I'm not forgiving him. You are hurting yourself. One of the main ways that you're going to get off the wall is unforgiveness, bitterness, and hurt. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Be hard to offend. Here's number 3. You guys okay? Is this helping anyone? Here we go. Let's have more fun today. The third reason why you're going to come off is because you feel like God let you down. I'm helping someone today. One of the main reasons why you're going to come off the wall is God let me down. Man, I give my heart and soul to the church, praying, giving, going at least once a month. I'm around. Went to one Connect group this season. Praying about my job, and I got let go. Man, God let me down. One of the main reasons why I've talked to people like, why don't you go to church anymore? God wasn't there. Man, I was going every weekend. I was invested. I was involved. I was a team lead, and then my marriage fell apart. God wasn't there. My mom died of cancer. God wasn't there. You told me that if I give and this happens and that happens and I lost my job, where was God then? And you have these moments of, I gave my life to the church and it didn't pay me back. My investment did not equal my return. And one of the deepest and realest reasons why you will stop coming to church is when you think God let you down. And friend, I've been there. I've been there when my dad was dying of cancer. I've been there when my best friend's baby died at 2 months old. I've been there when the pastor of my campus died of ALS. I've been there like, really? This is what's going on? Not to sinners, to evil people. To your soldiers in your army. They're dying of ALS? I've been there. But it still comes down to the core, deep conviction of God. I don't see good, but I know you are. I don't have any other reason to worship today outside of you're worthy. And it completely changes your walk with Jesus. And it's, I don't feel it, I don't see it, and I don't sense it. But I know I will have answers on the other side. You're not going to get the answer, friend, on this side of earth. I will never know why Jack died. I will never know why Cruz died. I will never know. I will never know until I get on that side and see it and go, that's what you were doing. That's why. That's why you didn't. No. Oh, okay, God. What if we actually took a step back and go, God, I give you the benefit of the doubt. Do you know why I think we blame God a lot? It's because we've forgotten there's an enemy. We've forgotten there's a guy, he's called the devil, he's called Lucifer. He hates you. And he gets involved in our lives, in our head, and says, come here, let me talk to you. And you're getting hit in the face with baseball after baseball after baseball. It's because your focus keeps. And our response needs to be, I can't come down. Because I'm doing something great. And the Bible says Sanballat did it 4 times. It wasn't once. Yeah, I won. It's like again and again and again. And I think it's verse 7. He says, he asked me to come down 4 times, and I gave him the same answer all 4 times. Don't come down. Don't you do it. Some of you that just start stepping out, don't come down. You filled out your first Connect card, don't come down. You start giving it for the first time, don't come down. You start showing up early, don't come down. You start making church a commitment, do not come down. Don't let your focus turn. Don't let your attention turn. Don't come down. Don't come down. I'm helping people today. The enemy is trying to get you to come down. Stop coming. Stop committing. Stop making church and Jesus and giving and all that a priority. As I said last weekend, every time you step out, there's going to be resistance. It's like my friend, it's hilarious. Like my friend at 24, Friday. Man, every time I try to step out, things come into my mind. Resistance. Do you know what's going to get you to come down? Past or present mistakes. Do you know what's going to get you to come down? Offense and bitterness. Do you know what's going to get you to come down? Feeling like God let you down. Lastly, comparison. not a worship leader. What can I give? I'm not eloquent with a mic. What can I give? I'm on the welcome team and just holding a sign, and what am I doing? Preaching the gospel. What do you mean? Hear me, friend. The gospel starts at hello. Those of you out in the parking lot, they're probably still out there, they are preaching the gospel right now. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Can I help with the kids? Here's an umbrella. I'll walk you to the church. Hey, welcome to church. Here's a welcome to church sign. Hey, do you want a biscuit? That's amazing. Do you want 2 of them? Grab a handful. Do you want some free coffee? Hey, how's your kids? What's your kid's name? I'll walk you to the kids. What's going on? The gospel is already being preached. The gospel didn't start when I got on this stage. The gospel started when that person walked into that parking lot. You are preaching with me. Man, it's Rose kids right back in the corner and nobody sees. You're watching someone's kids so they can be in here and be in God's presence and listen to the word. You are helping me preach right now. Comparison will rob you. I have nothing to give. I don't belong in this wall. I'm not. We need you. I've been hammering this for 4 Sundays in a row now. Serve somewhere. Join a connect group. Start giving, start praying, start joining with us. Come build with us. Why? Because we're building something.